Alright, let's get into the details of the Pokemon Sword and Shield Expansion Pass. Now if you end up enjoying the video, or if it helps you out in any way, please consider leaving a like and sharing with your friends. It's greatly appreciated. Now to start off this video, I want to clarify some of the confusion I've seen to the general reaction of this announcement. That if you spend $30, you will get both the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra update. I've been seeing some comments of people saying like, wait a second, are they $30 each? Do I have to pay the cost of Pokemon Sword and Shield just to get a little bit extra content in my game? No. If you go to the Nintendo eShop and you go to purchase the expansion pass, it shows the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra inside of your $30 purchase. So you get them both for one expansion pass. I've also been seeing a lot of people that are upset saying, oh, now they're putting the national dex behind the paywall. I have to spend all of this money just to get the Pokemon that I care about. That is completely false, because inside of the Nintendo Direct, or the Pokemon Direct presentation, if you watch the video, no cost updates, no expansion pass. Players can get newly available Pokemon through features like link trades. So you are not locked out of receiving these Pokemon, that there are going to be multiple free updates regardless. So as we can see right here, free update, Sword and Shield expansion pass purchase, and then the Galarian Slowpoke, as well as a new little bit of story to kind of set up as we get into when these updates are coming. Also, by the end of June, that's when we have the Isle of Armor. In fall, that's when we have the Crown Tundra. So I guess we're going to get more specific dates as we get closer to it. But so far, it's looking pretty good. Also, if you have Pokemon Home, you'll be able to trade those Pokemon over. So, boom. Everything works out all nice. No cost updates once again. No expansion pass, works with Pokemon Home, you can bring in all of those Pokemon. So let's say a Pokemon like Talonflame, which becomes available in a future expansion, just bring in the Pokemon Home, put it into your no expansion game, you can breed it, now you have Talonflame to use in competitive. So all of these Pokemon will be available, and every game will be receiving massive updates, which I think is pretty good. Now let's get into the expansions themselves. Actually, let's do the quick rundown before we get into the details. So if we scroll down even more, Part 1. Scheduled during June 2020, new area, the Isle of Armor, new Pokemon, clothing items, handy features, items, and more. Nice. I like that and more. We're going to be getting more like news updates and little bits of like trailers and stuff teasing this as we get closer, so look forward to that as well. Part 2, that's when we have the Crown Tundra, new Pokemon, co-op play feature, that's how you get legendaries, clothing items, and more. We also get a little bit of a sneak peek as to some of the Pokemon that will be appearing in the expansions. If you want a full breakdown of that, I have a video covering it, so check that out in the description down below. This also kind of shows something else that's not going to be as much about version exclusives as it is going to be for the expansion exclusives. I also saw a couple of other comments of people saying like, wait, is one of these for Sword and is one of them for Shield? Nope, no matter which game you get, it will be for both expansions. And there's also something really interesting going on with the legendary Pokemon that you receive during the first expansion. Kubfu will evolve into either single strike style or rapid strike style. Which form it evolves into will change depending on the choices made during the adventure. The forms are not tied to the game version you are playing. I like how specific they are. They even added this part, like, to clear up any confusion. None of these are Sword or Shield exclusive. It's going to actually be through the story and how that unfolds, which I think is even cooler than like all the other things I said were pretty cool. So we got that going on, and now let's check out the settings of our new adventures. The Isle of Armor is a giant area full of environments not seen in Galar before. You'll find wave-swept beaches, forests, bogs, caves, and sand dunes. Plenty of Pokemon that will make this island their home, living freely amid the lush, natural surroundings. There's even a dojo here that specializes in some very particular training styles. You and your Pokemon take up an apprenticeship under the master of this dojo and train hard to become even stronger. And we can see that this place is huge. Also, both of these areas are just going to be open and free like the wild area, and according to Nintendo Direct, larger than the wild area as well. So we have a lot of content to look forward to. There's going to be like little town-ish kind of areas, so it's not going to be just like completely wild and completely empty. We got that going for us. And then later on, the Crown Tundra. Expansion is set in a snow-soaked realm of the Crown Tundra. See for yourself the beautiful scenery of this shining, silvery landscape. In this frigid area, with its jagged winter mountains, people live in small communities where they support and rely on one another. A certain person will appoint you as the leader of their exploration in the Crown Tundra. You'll then be tasked with investigating the reaches of the frozen land, and remember that Pokemon dens are just, and remember the Pokemon dens that you've only been able to get a glimpse of during max raid battles. Now you'll be able to explore their full depths, and that is going to be the special den exploration. So once again, there's going to be like a little bit of extra stuff going on in here. You can find like little towns and houses and communities, and then we got this crazy building going on as well. So that's just kind of giving us a glimpse as what's going on inside. And then for the more specific information, if you watch the trailer, it's kind of confusing, also with the Nintendo Direct, because they're just like showing legendaries and new Pokemon, they're bouncing back and forth. So I had a hard time figuring out like which one was for the Isle of Armor and then which one was for the Tundra when I was first watching it. But you can actually see there was like little icons in the corner. So it'll be like Isle of Armor and then Crown Tundra. I got the legendaries confused. I thought the Regis and legendary birds were going to be in the first one, but all of the legendary Pokemon, so all returning legendary Pokemon are going to be coming in the fall with the Crown Tundra. Something to keep in mind. And then it just kind of shows us the details of the dojo, new characters we meet, stuff like that on the Isle of Armor. So that's pretty cool as well. This will focus on the 2 new characters, as well as the new legendary Pokemon, Kubfu, and then it evolves, and then crazy things end up happening with this Pokemon. We can also kind of just break down what's going on here. So yeah, we see the legendary birds, we see the big fancy tree. That was something that they made a point of. We also have the Regis, new Regis, inside this castle-looking thing, our exploration team. And also, there's going to be the changes with Galarian Slowpoke. Galarian Slowpoke will evolve into Slowbro for the first expansion, and then Crown Tundra will have Slowking, and you'll find these items throughout the new expansions and the areas like that. And then when we have the Isle of Armor, that's when we get our Gigantamax starters, guys. That's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see how that plays out. I'm also wondering how or if this is going to work with the hidden abilities for these starter Pokemon. Like, are those just going to be released as a standalone starter and then you can only breed them down? Or will the Gigantamax forms have a chance at getting the hidden ability as well? So since that's going to happen, also this expansion will bring us the other Kanto starters. So we'll have access to the Venusaur, the Blastoise, you can breed those down as well, or you can try to go for whatever craziness is happening with their Gigantamax. We have the new characters, we got the dojo, and we get to see like all the little snapshots and all the cool things that they have planned for the Isle of Armor. And then we can even spot little bits of gameplay in the Direct and the Pokemon and the trailer on the Pokemon channel. So there's gonna be like little dojo town-ish kind of areas sprinkled about, and it just looks beautiful and wonderful. That cave is awesome, the beach is awesome, there's gonna be max raid battles, dens all over the place, new Pokemon to find, and that even goes back over here to 100 familiar species of Pokemon will become available to you to join on your adventures of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and then another wave of 100 Pokemon depending on the expansion. So over 200 new Pokemon, pushing the dex over 600, and then there's going to be other Galarian forms and potential new Generation 8 Pokemon to be discovered. So that's something to look forward to with that little bit of gameplay right there. And then we can see a little bit of the Tundra. So not as much, it's just kind of like showing us little pictures. So not going into the crazy in-depth exploration, but still some pretty awesome stuff. So this video that's playing right now, this is the official trailer. If you want to go and check that out. And like I said, hopefully now that you've watched it, makes a bit more sense as to what is going on and what parts belong there. So snowy, legendary stuff, that's going to be based on the Tundra, and then everything that we just saw right there. So actually that's pretty fancy as well, and that was another thing that kind of got me confused, is because there's like a fancy tree for the legendary birds. There's also this kind of like sunny, petally tree island area that kind of looks like a flower, but this is just going to be a part of something else with the Isle of Armor. So got some fun stuff going on. Tell me what you guys think down below. I never would have expected DLC like this for any Pokemon game. Game Freak didn't do it for Pokemon X and Y, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was what everyone complained about. They were like, yo, this is $20 DLC. Tops. instead of paying for a full price game. So they give us a half price game, we keep our save files so we don't have to beat everything all over again, and it just expands massively on what we can do. It's like getting a whole nother game on top of that, and then a whole nother expansion on top of that. So it's going to be a lot of really awesome stuff to look forward to. Game Freak, they're doing it right in the most mind-blowing way. They're adding new Pokemon, they're adding new forms, they're adding all these new encounters, new areas. It is going to be wonderful. We only get to see where it goes from here. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope it helps you out, just understanding all of this crazy information we got flooded with. That's kind of it. So, thank you very much for watching.